Good afternoon, everybody. How are we all doing? It's Wednesday afternoon. We've got a busy day, busy afternoon ahead this afternoon. Lots of news, lots of movement expected in the markets. So get ready for a biggie. Saying that, it's probably going to be an absolute dud and nothing will move. We just had an ADR hit a quarter of an hour ago. First one of the day, CAD yen. Big move. So Canadian dollar. So yeah, Canadian dollar basically got a little bit of pre-market, a little bit of movement ahead of the news. So this is basically the market trying to position itself, trying to guess which way we're gonna go. Who knows? Flip a coin, up or down, one or the other. Afternoon, Fennel. Afternoon, Fletch, Nasir, Joachim. Good afternoon. News basically. So we had the non-farm employment change earlier, which came out as positive. So we had a little bit of a pop on the US dollar. Nothing dramatic. Yeah, as I said this morning, the Wednesday ADP figures don't tend to do an awful lot. They're a good indication as to what we're going to get here. As I said this morning, that is not what moves the market on non-farm payroll day. That is what moves the market. So whether that comes out positive or negative will have no impact if that comes out as something the opposite. So yeah, positive figures there. So we got a little bit of movement. Oh, wrong one. Oh my God, what's happened there? Where's the profit gone? So I just got some trades closed out. Oh, I was closed out some profit, that's why. So my P&L on my Forex funds, one of my Forex funds accounts went down, and I was like, where's that gone? I had over $1,000 in profit on my floating P&L, and all of a sudden it's sitting at 800, and I'm like, what? Why? Closed out $288 in profit. So I will give myself a pat on the back for that one. Also talking about, yeah, so I was trying to move over to this MT4. So the movement up is ever so slight for US dollar. Swissie's doing well today. Strong yen as well. So no real massive movement there. Okay, so this afternoon we're going to be focusing on the CAD, on the overnight rate. And we have Powell testifying again at 3 o'clock when the overnight rate is released. So we're going to get fairly big move potentially on both of these this afternoon. It may do absolutely nothing. So the market, if it is factored in a 4.5, which it has, and we get a 4.5, it'll be, yep, brilliant. Thank you very much. Where are we going next? That's the important bit. Okay, so if that doesn't come out at 4.5, all hell's going to break loose. And then obviously if Powell comes out and rallies or dumps, again, bang, that's going to be a big mover. So we've got a lot of extended US dollar. Well, all US dollars are extended at the moment with potentially a nice big pop back up to there. Just by the way, for those of you that were in the live room yesterday when we covered somebody asked to do a drawdown control. Was it the day before? Is it yesterday? I can't remember. But I've just published that on the website, on the YouTube channel. So there it is. That's the aggressive drawdown control video. I've titled it, How to Turn a Losing Trading Position into a Profitable One Using Aggressive Drawdown Control. So I've tried to make it sound exciting, but it is just drawdown control. So it is up on the website now if you want to go and watch that. Not on the website, on the YouTube channel. It's not on the website at all. It's just on the YouTube channel. I need to post that on the website as well. I'll do that later. Anywho, we've got 5 minutes to the open. So yeah, CAD yen. So yen pairs, basically, you can see we've got a fairly strong yen during the London session, towards the end of the London session. Loads of powering up. This is the market getting ready. We are restructuring, repositioning ahead of the Canadian rate announcement. So a lot of strength coming into the yen. So any of those yen mean reversions that we looked at, they're all playing out. Starting to anyway. Actually, wasn't many, was there? There was a couple. I thought there was anyway. Oh, it was mainly New Zealand dollar yen we were looking at, wasn't it? this propulsion. That's it there, that one. So that's nicely moving. If you're still in, you're probably out of that now. It's gone. Right. Afternoon, Big Papa. Afternoon, Luke. Afternoon, John. Afternoon, Streamlabs. I didn't make myself laugh. Right. So the only ADR we've got is a CAD yen. And that is up to you if you want to take that. But I would be very wary about getting onto a Canadian dollar mean reversion ahead of the... Actually, to be honest, we might get a rally off the CAD. Let's have a quick look. So the best thing to trade right now with a Canadian dollar is either... So depending on what you think is going to happen this afternoon, the best thing to get on if you are thinking the Canadian dollar is going to tank, you want to get on CAD Swiss. Yeah, so that is what we're looking for. So the market is long CAD Swiss at the moment. Fundamentals are pointing slightly down. So if you get onto the CAD Swiss short, you're going to get the biggest move for your buck. If you think, no, that's not right. If you think the CAD is going to be strong this afternoon, there is a possibility that will be the mother of all moves, but I would probably go New Zealand dollar CAD, much safer, or Euro CAD basically. But the thing you've got to think about with the US dollar CAD is we have got Powell news coming out at the same time as the Canadian rates. So these two both come out as a positive, we're going to get that. If we get one going like that and one going like that, we're going to get that or that. Yeah. So you've got more chance of getting a strong move on something like the New Zealand dollar CAD because the market actually is going the other way. Actually, let's have a look. What's the best thing to get on? I would say Euro CAD. If you want to go long, Euro CAD. No, I don't know, actually. Oh, this is a tricky one, isn't it? There's no real advantage anyway. It's easy to pick a short, but a long trade is actually quite tricky. Aussie CAD. An Aussie CAD short is a long Canadian dollar. So to be honest, that's probably your best bet at the moment. Aussie CAD short. CAD Swiss short or Aussie CAD short if you want to go long the CAD. Anyway, there's your options. You can see what it's doing. You can have a look at the combined sentiment as well. Jesus, they're buying the crap out of the US dollar CAD, aren't they? Yes, this is a tricky one, really tricky one today. Afternoon, Brian. Afternoon, Andrew. So a NASDAQ, I'm not trading the opening range breakout today. So I'm not expecting a massive movement off of the indices ahead of the open because we've got all that news landing at 3 o'clock. So what I'm expecting is that sort of movement. Yeah, I don't know. It might be that sort of movement, but I'm not expecting us to fly off in a direction this morning. The pre-market 15 is there and there. So if you're taking the pre-market opening range break, which is quite often the most profitable at the minute, just be prepared that you may well get that sort of movement and get a double-ended stop today. So it's a risky one, but it could happen. The odds are the same every day. It's whether or not that initial cash balance has got any volume in it. So let's listen to the volume, actually, thinking about it. Let's refresh. And let's listen to what happens at the open and see which way the market wants to go today. We're open. There you go. So there's no movement, is there? There we go. Little ticks. Yeah. Bullish. Not a lot, though. It's a bit jerky. Wake up. Platform freeze. We whiz over and have a look at this over here. Okay, so you got a bullish move on the pre-market. The pre-market 15 is there. So you're looking for 1.5 hour really on this sort of move. So somewhere up there is a TP. About 170. That's Somewhere around there you want to be, don't you? Might make it. If you're long, I'd cover it. So what I'm expecting today is this sort of movement and then back down in here and then flip-flop around in here somewhere for half an hour waiting for the news to come out. So 4-hour UC is pushing pretty hard. Yeah. So, oh, hello. I'm short on US dollar CAD at the moment. Oh, I've taken a loss. Oh, I'm taking a loss. Oh, that's oil, isn't it? It's oil, isn't it? It is. Bloody oil. This is why I don't trade oil. I hate oil. Bloody oil. Right. Take a loss on oil. So I've got US dollar CAD short on here at the moment. Euro US is moving nicely. Very nice. Sounds like very nice movement, to be honest. There we go. So there's your TP hit. If you took the pre-market opening range break, well done. Did work today. That's a target hit. Selling at the highs, so I'd expect us to sell back down now, back into here. I'm not taking any of this because it's too unpredictable today. Hit the like button, people. There's 50 people here. We've only got 9 likes. I know I haven't done anything yet, but just like me in advance of the session. So there's your TP hit on that one. US dollar yen has just hit ADR as well. US dollar is tanking ahead of Powell, or rather the yen is pushing ahead of Powell. So again, these ADRs today, be very careful if you're taking these. You are literally jumping on board the 2 instruments that are going to go mental within the next half an hour. So you're taking your life into your own hands. They could well be the best trades you ever make. If you go long on an ADR reversal here, it pushes up to there, stops down there. By the time the news comes, if you've got that at break even and it flies like that, happy days. If it doesn't, you're going to stop out. It's 2 outcomes to every trade, win or lose. But I would expect, so what they've just done basically is tap straight into seller limits there. We got buy limits down here. So now here come the sellers. Let's come and visit this area and then pop back up again. Still got loads of yen strength. RSIs at the moment, the US dollar CAD. So what I'm planning to do is potentially take a Canadian dollar trade. I have no idea which way this is going to go. So I get the feeling we might get a pump on the CAD. So I'm just trying to figure out what is the best thing to long the CAD today. And it looks like basically shorting the Aussie CAD, isn't it? Really, that's the best thing out there. But there's nothing really good to short against the CAD at the moment. So Aussie dollar CAD. So I've got Euro CAD short on already. Oh, that's fine. Oh, cool. Okay, that's fine. I'm exposed on the CAD already. Wake up, Lee. So I've already got a CAD long on Euro CAD. So I'm covered short, covered long on the CAD over there. I've got US dollar CAD short there, so I'm hedged on the CAD there. That's fine. I'll just let those play out. So I'm already covered. I mean, just see how it goes. Brian, welcome to the market. Thank you for your orders. Have a nice day. Yep. Yep. Ding. Liquidate. Ding. Liquidate. Retail traders. Why is it going short when it's going long? Whoa. Let's go short. Okay. Hey. Oh. Shouldn't take the mickey out of ourselves, should we really? We just had an alert there. Oh, what was that? That was that one. Right, so Euro odd. I was going to cover this quickly. That's why I had this open. Euro odd. So that aggressive drawdown control position that we took yesterday, which is that video that I just showed you. That one. Oh, it's gone. This one here. Oh, Greg, go away. So this one, so we took a live aggressive drawdown control on this position yesterday, this trade, this very trade right here. There it is. There's the button press. So that trade there yesterday, that's the aggressive drawdown control position that was coming back down to there. So this is where we are now. There's the trade. Stop is down there. So I'm going to move the stop down to break even, if I can grab it. There you go. So basically, that's an aggressive position that's brought our average up. We cannot lose on it. The worst case scenario now is we get a strong push on this, on the US or the CAD news, and we get out with a nice healthy profit. In fact, what I'm going to do is just move that TP down. It's $1,200 into a nice profit. Yeah. So we'll see how that one goes. But you know, this is how aggressive drawdown control is done. Roughly half the position. It's not quite half the position, and then get out if we need to. Sellers coming in now on the Nasdaq. So looking to test the lows. You can see the Globex. See today we've gone nowhere. Yeah, here's the open. This is the Globex session. All the Globex has done really is return to origin. Yeah, so we opened there. Globex went nowhere. Open has gone up there. I would expect the open to come down here and reset, ready for the news, because we don't know where it's going. No one's entering stocks. All the market is doing at the moment is using algorithms to snatch money out the market for the day. S&P, pretty much doing the same thing. Dow, same thing. Double-ended stop runs going on. So we're just hovering. So anybody got any pairs they want to look at? Because we've got nothing to do basically for 20 minutes until the news comes out. Nothing's going to go anywhere. So we can analyze stuff. We can do whatever the hell we want. I might turn the crickets off because there's no point in having them, because they're just going to make noise. That's what they do. So I'll quickly run through the, obviously the ADRs we've covered. The RSIs, I'll cover those quickly. Aussie dollar Swiss, same as this morning, 4-hour RSI extension to the downside. This is starting to play off now. So we came off of that support down here very nicely. We're pulling back. So potentially, if you look at the lower time frame, we're doing a reversal retest on the hourly, looking to come back up into propulsion, which is 125 ADR above today. We've also got extended the Aussie dollar US dollar. Again, be careful today. You don't want to be really taking any mean reversion position trades ahead of the news with Powell, but that is an absolute beautiful propulsion gap on the 4-hour there for a retest if Powell dumps it today. We have got Euro US dollar on the hourly. Again, can't really take this one. You can, obviously. If the US dollar gets dumped, we're going to pump. That's where I'm expecting to test. If he pumps it again, we're going to come down and come back there next week. We've got the pound US dollar, exactly the same story as the Euro US dollar. We're either going to get that or we're going to get that. And we've got the US dollar CAD, which is our nemesis. So this is the one that could get the movement today. Yeah, this is begging for an absolute whipsaw fest. We'll see what happens. So we're extended on the 4-hour nicely up at the 80 level. So this is begging for a retest. But you know, this is major. This is where the news is today. One way or the other. Jump on board. If you fancy it short, you need to get in. To be honest, what I would do with this one, if you want to get in short, I would stick a pending order there. And you'll get gathered up at some point. You'll get slipped, but it'll get you in. Pending order long you can't really do because you are at the long, at the high. So hit the buy button. Stops, but don't blame me if you put a stop in the market there and you get down to there with your stop and you get twice as much loss as you're expecting. This is a news event. Anything can happen. Euro US dollar. Just covered that one quickly, but I can do a detailed on it. So Euro US dollar. Can't spell euro. Sell, big sell at the moment. There's no cop bias because the market is positioned long on both the euro and the US dollar. So there is no bias. Just turn the volume down. So there's no bias there really. It's short because retail are currently longing euro US dollar. They're trying to catch the falling knife, which is the US dollar strength, and that's not going to help. As you can see, the sentiment on it is the other way. So 82% of the market are longing the euro US dollar at the moment. So they're trying to basically buy this double bottom. So at the minute, where we are is obviously a nice potential bounce point. However, if you buy it here, you are trading technicals, which is absolutely fine. But the fundamentals yesterday said that the US dollar is going to increase their interest rates beyond expectations, which makes it incredibly strong. A la that move and that move. Yeah. Unemployment is there. That's what's coming on Friday. So what I can see happening potentially is that, and then Friday. Or, depending on what Jerome Powell says this afternoon, that. And this may become an orphaned propulsion gap like that one, because this is a fundamental shift. We've got way more positive news on the US dollar than we're expecting. We've just had positive ADP figures. So at the moment, from a technical perspective and from my strategies, this is a long. From fundamentals, it's a short. So very difficult. There's a good probability of that happening, but we're going to need Powell to talk the market down today. And if we get, there's two things that can happen today with this. If we get weak Canadian figures or weak Canadian forecast figures, and we get Powell not rallying the market and becoming neutral to bearish, this thing could go through the roof, because it's going to be double whammy for the US if the Canadian interest rates come out as a negative and the forecast comes out as a negative. So I don't know. It's all to do with fundamentals. But like anything, if you're going to get in, and then manage the trade after. But I'd be very wary about getting into any new position trades 15 minutes ahead of a major news event. David, got in euro pound buys as per sentiment. Very nice. Ish. Bit mixed today. Again, nothing's moving much today. Yeah, shorts, good longs. So if you got in today anywhere this morning or this afternoon, you've not really gone anywhere, you're still there. We'll get movement on euro pound as soon as the news is out, and as soon as this news is gone, the New York market will spring to life. But euro pound sentiment has been, I think euro pound sentiment has pretty much been the same, isn't it, for the last couple of days. This is really slow, this page. I need to speed this page up. It's because I've got this data on here. What I'm going to do, this is the majors. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put another button down here for majors. In fact, I don't even need this on the page because they're all covered in here, aren't they? So I don't actually need that page with any chart on it. Don't need to see the majors. You can just go into where you want. Euro pound, yeah. So for the last couple of days, yeah, going back to the 3rd, we got extended down here, yeah. So the sentiment was sort of round about, where are we there? 15. So 85% of the market has been long on euro pound, going back up to 50 and then pulling back down again. Yeah. So they, sorry, hang on a minute. Brain fart. Euro pound short. They're all short. Of course they are. I can't work things out. I took some codeine again about 2 hours ago. It's like, nah. So yeah, they're all short it. They've been shorting it and shorting it and shorting it and shorting it and shorting it, and they're still shorting the crap out of it. It's going up. Euro yen. So euro yen, we've got a little bit of strength on at the moment. It's mixed at the minute. So we've got a long euro forecast. That's a point. Sorry, while we're talking about the euro. I just wanted to check if Lagarde said anything this morning, which it doesn't look like she did, which is fine. Oh, Canadian trade balance is positive. That's good. No, there wasn't anything. So the euro basically is bullish at the minute. The yen is also bullish, but it's always bullish because its interest rates are so low. So there's no, you're not anywhere at the minute. You're just sitting in a range. Yeah, so you can trade this really in any direction you like. You just need to wait for an entry. So at the minute, for me personally, I would only be looking for longs on this. However, there is a possibility of a drop back down to retest this level. It has been tested and it has been bought back up again. So likelihood is that the buyers are out and that's not really valid. But it's always difficult to tell when you've got a horribly spiky, because that could have easily been just a news event. So buying up the bottom, basically you're buying up these lows here right now. RSI is extended on the hourly. Reversal alert back up into the highs at the minute. It's just range bound, isn't it? So I wouldn't expect it to do anything much more than balance, price discovery, balance, price discovery. But I don't know when. So buy it. But if you're wrong and it drops, buy it and exit. Yeah. But if you want to get in with a stop loss right now, you've missed the entry, I think. I know, you got it right now. Look at that for timing. There you go. Long. There's your signal. Structure has shifted long. At least back up into there if you're tiny time frame trading. If not, back up into London. Failing that, if you've got a few more balls, trade it right back up into the high yesterday. But it's range bound. So take your pick, but only take trades at logical areas. Don't take trades in the middle of ranges. And you are extended on the RSI, so potential long opportunity there. However, if it does collapse out, obviously, you'll need to add the way down. In profit, and it's gone. What's that? Were you in the ORB? There you go, look. What did I say? Here we are, testing the lows. We've been up, we've had to go up there. We're coming down, we've had to go down here. Now we'll come back here. Long it. And just get out there. Not doing anything today. Can't believe I've taken a loss. I'm very disappointed. So we'll see how the profit goes. Freaking FIFO. Freaking FIFO. First in, first out. Switch brokers. Your view on pound Swiss and Swiss yen. How long we got? 10 minutes. Pound Swiss. So the pound is short at the minute, but it's a very, very mixed sentiment. So this is a -2 at the moment, which is taking us to a -3. If that retail sentiment drops back to 0, i.e. there's no bias either way from retail, we're dropping back to a -1. If retail goes positive, we go up to a +1. So you're never going to get out of a range-bound scenario with pound Swiss at the moment, regardless of what the fundamentals are doing, until there's a fundamental shift, obviously, with interest rates, inflation or whatever. We haven't got that coming for a while. So pound Swiss, you can trade in any direction really at the moment. Currently, though, the market is long. So it's more likely the pound Swiss is going to be coming down, which it is. So it's really a case of trying to look for a short entry on this. There's no, your entry was here. Your last entry was here and here to go short. At the moment, it's a long. So you can take it long, absolutely take it long. At the moment, though, retail sentiment is long. The retail crowd are buying the crap out of it at the moment. So there is a potential, I think, probably to come down and test these lows, 125. So if we get down to 125, I think that's probably where I'd like to look at buying it. Selling it, it's difficult to say, really, isn't it? Look at that propulsion hit there. Yeah, don't know. I kind of need to wait for today, get today out of the way, and wait for all this news to settle. And then obviously we go straight into non-farm payroll day. But look at that. Yeah, don't know. It's a buy at the moment. But the entry was kind of overnight yesterday. But you're back where the buy was, so you could get in right now. You probably tell by the way I'm talking. I don't really know on this one. You could go up or down. It's a mixed outlook. I like that. Definitely like that. But I'd much rather do that. I don't really have an entry on that at the minute. It's a bit of a in-betweener, isn't it? Swiss yen. You like your Swissies? Swiss yen at the moment. We're going to be a long sentiment for a buy. Yeah, it's a buy at the moment. So I'll be looking for longs. Yeah, beautiful. M15. Hourly's not extended. 4 hourly's not extended. So I like this level though. So we've literally just taken yesterday's low look. And it's pushing back up. So you're getting a 5-minute reverse alert on that now, I guess, in a minute. Yeah. So obviously we've had this big strong push on the yen, which has taken out that liquidity. So you've got quite a lot of accumulation going in there. So there's two options to enter into this long. You can either have a pending order above that high, which you're probably just about to trigger, but you are selling straight into propulsion. Oh no, that's not propulsion gap, is it? How's that propulsion? That's part of that. I don't know why that hasn't. That's somehow got painted through there, isn't it? I've not seen that before. There you go. So you'll be in there, but wait for a reverse alert basically, and then you've got a real proper shift in structure, a bit stronger, back up into that area there. But obviously that's where we will be going at some point. It's just in a very, very big range at the moment. So, but there's no H1 or H4 extension, so it doesn't fit into any of my strategies really. But if you are going to form a new range here, this is where you're buying it from. If that isn't the case, this is where we're headed. Possibly there. Not very helpful on those two, am I? But there's no setup for me, so not something I'd look at. Really. Aussie dollar CAD shorts at last week's low. Good sentiment, but the CAD will be affected. Yeah. So anything you're taking against the CAD, you're flipping a coin. We got this massive propulsion to fill. We're going to need weak outlook to get there. Or a negative result on the CAD, which I doubt very much we're going to get. I don't know though. We're more likely to get a positive interest rate increase than a negative. So more likely to get a 4.75 than a 4.25. But anything can happen. In the last, if you look at the last 6 months, we've had 2 unexpected moves. Actually, it's longer than 6 months, isn't it? That's the last year, because we're not going every month. But when they forecast a freeze, you usually get a freeze. I'd be very surprised if we get a shock. If we do get a shock, though, the CAD's going to fly. So I'd be happy with that because I'm long the CAD there. And I've got 2 CAD shorts there. But anyway, whatever. I'm thinking about banking something. I haven't got any CAD to bank, have I? Aussie CAD. Yeah, see, there's my Aussie CAD long. I kind of want to keep that on because I've got hedged with 2 other CAD shorts, so I think I might stop out on those. I'm not sure this is the right exposure to have on this slot, but I don't care. This is a proper valuation. I'm paying less attention to it than I normally would. However, the target's only 6%, isn't it? So that takes me to 3.5, doesn't it? Let's go for it. Live fast, die young. Bank it. Gold. I covered gold this morning a little bit, but I don't trade gold myself, but I'll be looking for shorts on gold wherever I can. At the moment, I can't find anywhere you can possibly get into gold. Right now, I mean, just retesting that in a minute. It's all going to depend on Powell. This is, I would expect, what I'm expecting is a move back up into this area. Yeah. I'm expecting to get back up into there or there. But today we've got Powell. So it could well do that. It could well do that. In the next 3 minutes, you're going to find out. Gold is either a long or a short. I have no idea. It's going up or down. Depends on that. Do regulated overseas brokers still abide by US rules, or are they exempt? You'll need to contact your broker about that, Brian. Talk to brokers. Brokers have a special overseas agreement with themselves, whereas if you really talk to them and beg nicely, they'll stick you in Singapore or somewhere, or Cyprus, and you don't have those rules. But I don't know. I'm not in America. I never have the problem with FIFO. So sorry, I'm just going to, just before this news comes out, what's my other US dollar? Sorry, what's the pound odd? Oh, that's so close. It's too close to TP. I'm just closing the pound. Oh, there you go. Banked. There you go. So that's a 50% propulsion gap fill on that pound odd. Right, we need to get ready for the news. So what should I watch? US dollar CAD? That's probably going to be the most fun, isn't it? And we'll watch the indices. And we'll put financial juice on. And we've got 30 seconds. I just need to, I'm just quickly going to get my Forex funds account up as well, because I might have to close some, whoa, very nice. Might have to close some profit out on that quickly. So, right, 10 seconds. Why are you not talking?
10 seconds.
Oh, you're behind me, mate. There we go. Well, look at that spread.
No change, no change. Rate remains unchanged at 4.5% as expected. Jolts job openings. 10.824 million, 10.824 million, higher than the forecast of 10.5455 million. Bank of Canada says the latest economic data remains in line with the bank's expectations that overall inflation will come down to around 3% in the middle of the year, and repeats that it expects to hold key rates at its current level, conditional on the economy developing broadly in line with its forecasts. The Bank of Canada's statement.
Okay, so strong
The
US.
Bank of Canada reiterates that it's prepared to increase policy rate further if needed to return inflation to 2% target, and labour market remains very tight and employment growth has been surprisingly strong. Price increases for food and shelter remain high, causing continued hardship for Canadians. Restrictive monetary policy continues to weigh on household spending, and weak economic growth over the next couple of quarters means pressure in products and labour markets are expected to ease.
That's not very bullish CAD at all. Very strong US. Damn it. Nope, wrong one. Just seeing if there's anything new coming out of the statement, but I think that's probably it. That's the headlines. Price increases of food shelter.
Canadian dollar weakens to a 4-month low at 1.3775 per US dollar after the Bank of Canada leaves rates on hold.
Okay. Is it me or has he got more camp today? It doesn't sound like the normal bloke, does it? I don't know. Right, so I would class that as negative CAD. So US CAD, we should be seeing more upward movement on that one. I knew I should have banked that. Never mind. So negative CAD, those two trades should play out. That US dollar CAD trade that I had on will be the one that went negative, US dollar CAD, so that's stopped out. These should go straight to TP, so I'm happy to leave those. And I've got a CAD long here on Euro CAD, so I'm just going to break even stop that just in case, but that's more likely to stop out. So should get decent movement, hopefully, on the rest of that. But in fact, the Euro CAD, I'm just going to close it. Might as well just take the 0.2%. There's no point in leaving it run to break even. Okay, there we go. So positive US, negative CAD, but actually not particularly strong in either direction. So all that is telling us really there is, again, that we've got a little bit more positivity in the labour market, which we expected, which will potentially play into Friday. So we've got a 3.4 expectation on Friday for unemployment. With the figures we've just had there, there's a possibility we might get a 3.5. If we were, sorry, a 3.3. If we were to get a 3.3, we're going to see a strong move in the US dollar. But as it stands, Powell's not really saying much at the moment that I can see. He's meant to be testifying. Yeah, we're waiting on him. Let me just break that out, just so I can hear.
Today, Grace.
Just so I can hear when that starts. Yeah, so there's no real positive or negative there strong for anything. So that, I think, would leave the market now able to do what the hell it likes. So looking at all of these US dollar pairs that we've potentially, look at that liquidity run. I suspect they may be clearing the decks for a run to the highs, basically, on these pairs, that we can undo these moves ahead of Friday. But we'll see. We need to give it really half an hour or so. If we get a break of the highs here, Obviously, there's a potential for them to be just liquidating both directions and then pulling back for a move. We don't know whether that's going to be that or that. But with the US dollar pairs, I don't think there's anything in that news to do with the CAD that's really going to bolster it in either direction. So unless Powell comes out and says anything, I think we've got an unwinding potentially on the cards here. So all these propulsion gaps that we got from Friday, I think, may be open season.
Objection. All members will have 5 legislative days. Objection. All members will have 5 legislative days for the chair.
Okay.
Oh. The chair for inclusion in the
He's
record.
live.
And I'll note at the outset that this hearing has a hard stop of 1 p.m. This is traditional for the Fed chair, which we intend to.
But I won't listen to it. Might put FJ on just to listen to any important stuff. Sorry, where's the? I've just got my other platform on top of the chat. What have you been saying? Yes, US dollar CAD. Daniel, did you win? Good. So yeah, this is obviously the best case scenario. So we had negative CAD, positive news on US. So obviously this is the one that gets the biggest boost. However, Powell is just about to waffle. So this can just go instantly. So just be careful. You didn't get US dollar CAD, no. Okay. Powell looks like he means biz on the financial juice. Does he? I've paused him.
Strictly
All right.
you and the Federal Reserve. President Biden's kowtowing to the far left is what got us into this inflationary mess. I
love these automatic subtitles. They get so much wrong.
Prices continue to eat away at workers'
wages.
Incomes.
Thanks for the follow.
Biden took office.
Whoever that was. Rawhide. Oh, and Justin. Sorry, I missed you, Justin. I must have been busy with something else. Welcome aboard.
Accelerated after Democrats passed their so-called American Rescue Plan, which poured nearly $2 trillion of inflationary.
It's boring. We'll wait for Powell. Financial juice will let us know if there's any anything happening. So I might take a little scalp on something. Not quite sure what. Why is that not moving? That pound odd stopped. Market's moving. Why is that not moving? Weird. Shut that window. Look at this. Oh, whatever. I don't need the P&L open, do I? Why is that stopped? Weird. What the hell? Does anybody else trade with the fivers? Is that normal? What the hell is going on? Look at where the price is. Look at where the bid and the ask is, and look at where the candlestick is. Weird. I've never seen that. I don't use MT5. This is another reason I don't use MT5, everybody. It's utter. All right. MT4 rocks. Right, so I might take a scalp on something USy. Pound US would be my fave at the minute. So best US pair at the moment is pound US dollar as a sell or Aussie dollar US dollar as a sell. Aussie is the stronger, but we are in the obviously we're not in the Asian session, so we're likely to get less movement out of the US dollar. So I'm going to have a quick go on pound US potentially as a short. Wrong platform. Although I'm not actually convinced that is price action. Let me just get the pound US dollar up in another. Look at that, not moving. Weird. I've not seen that before. All right, I'm going to use charting in here. I'm just waiting for Powell to say something. I don't think he's actually speaking yet. So if he starts getting bullish, I'm going to go and try and scalp a bit. Bought up wick on EU. Yep. Very nice. Look at the spreads. Powell. This is the Powell effect. Look at the spreads. It's difficult to trade anything, isn't it, really? Especially on this. I'm not impressed with this. There we go. It's a little bit back to life now, but that was very weird. Level 0 feed, yeah. Something not right, is there? Is he seriously not talking yet?
It's also unclear the motivation.
Oh, get off, mate. Where's put Powell on?
Particularly when so many.
I'm just going to mute that. Get on with it. Nothing else happening this afternoon. Nothing's going to happen until he talks. So, just kind of sitting there waiting. Right, Euro odds, we've just pushed down further, haven't we? So I think my aggressive drawdown control position, there we go. Right, so what we were looking at yesterday in the live room, remember? If you go and watch that video that I've just posted literally today, I said, didn't I, in that video, if you go and watch the replay, this will get up to something like $800 in profit. This will get down to something like $500. These will get down to something like $400. They're not, they're 600, but you know what I mean. So right now, what we can do with this drawdown control is I can close that out and I can close out that one, for example, and still bank $250 odd, and then I can take $250 off of that one, basically, and what we'll be left with is a minus 250 there, a minus 560 there, and a plus 400 roughly there. So we'd be sitting around about minus 300 in dollar. I think I said yesterday in the video minus $200, didn't I? That would be my end result. So that is aggressive drawdown control played out live over 2 days. Yeah. So I can now, if I want to, enact all of that and sit here on a $300 loss. Whereas yesterday we were sitting here on a 2.86% drawdown. We are now sitting on a 0.55. However, what I can also do is be the big brave boy that I am and leave my Euro odd in place. Yeah. Because we just made a new lower low. Market structure is bearish. Yeah. If we get there, I can close the whole lot out with thousands of pounds of profit or dollars. So we do what we do, and it's entirely up to you how you use your drawdown control. But what I'm going to do right now, if I can zoom in on my chart, not that much. I love working on a VPS. Is I'm going to close out that one. Still got confirmations turned on this. Yes, I do. Yeah, so that's closed out. And then I'm going to close out this middle one here. Yes, I definitely do. Right, you see where the break even is now? Yeah? Oh, come the hell on. There we go. You see how the break even has moved back up above ADR. So I'm comfortable. We're still within an ADR. And now I've only got 3 positions on. Yeah, I've banked some profit today on those 2 trades. And we're now sitting in 0.78. I'm absolutely happy as Larry sitting in 0.8, not even in 1% of drawdown on it. But that aggressive position got me out of a 2.86% drawdown yesterday. And I've managed to bank some profit. Yeah. So we made like 100 odd, not a lot, obviously, but we made $150 odd. And we basically have reduced our drawdown to virtually, we've reduced it by 2%. And if the market now pushes against and drops, we'll be out of all of those trades. But if the market now pushes against us, we're going with we had a 0.8 that I closed, this one here was a 0.8. So we'll go into drawdown now with 0.8 less lot size than we previously had. So our drawdown will be more comfortable now if it goes away. So that's one of the advantages of aggressive drawdown control. We remove the pain level and also make money at the same time. So there you go. It's nice when it happens live, isn't it? And that's a perfect spot to close that out by the looks of things as well. Is Powell not talking yet? Oh, God. Mr. McHenry. I don't think there's an awful lot going on, to be honest, with Powell, is there? So, meh. Can't really do a lot with that, can we? We're just going to be in a frozen position. Anybody got anything else they want to look at, discuss, talk about, analyze, learn? Because there's not a lot really to do today until Powell is out of the way, because the market is just going to sit here in utter funk waiting for him to open his mouth. So I kind of like to scalp something, but there's not really an awful lot we can do until Powell actually starts talking, because the market's just going to sit here and fluctuate. So we might as well use the time for something else, like playing Call of Duty or something. I'm halfway through The Last of Us 2 again. Third playthrough, I think. Fourth playthrough, maybe? I don't know. Wick's in the house. Oh, yes, he certainly is. Not that one. That one. That's happy John Wick. That's John Wick making money. That's John Wick concentrating on Wicks. That's one of them. There's a couple more. John Wick. Mr. Wick.
Thanks for the follow.
Thanks for the follow, Monster Gaming. And Sherwinator. Good name. Sherwinator. American Pie. That was the Shermanator, wasn't it? Not Sherwinator, but very similar. Can't really do anything with this sitting in it. Nasir, why did Euro Pound go up and Euro Yen gone down today? So that's basically to do with currency strength. So if you look at the two pairs side by side, the reason the Euro Pound is going down is because the Yen is stronger than the Pound, not stronger than Euro. And the reason Euro Pound is going up is because the Euro is stronger than the Pound. Yeah, so every one of these currency crosses will act in a different way depending on what cross you're trading, obviously. So this is yen strength. If you want to know what is strong at any one time, so if you're confused as to why is that happening, just go and have a look at all the yens. Are all the yens coming down? Yes, then it's yen strength. If all the yens were doing something different, apart from all doing the same thing coming down, that tells you that the reason is a euro strength or euro weakness. So when the yen, at the moment, the euro is, so with this one, for example, why is that going up? I know there's only two possible reasons that is going up. Either the euro is strong or the pound is weak. The only way you can determine that is by looking at the other euro pairs. Yeah, euro odd is not doing anything much today. Euro CAD is going up. Euro Swiss is sideways. Euro yen we know is going down. Euro New Zealand is sideways. Euro US is all over the place as well. So that tells me the euro isn't strong. So I'd have to say we've got a weak pound today. So if I go through the pound pairs, I expect every single one of these to be dropping. Dropping. Midline. That's because it's the CAD. Dropping. We'll be dropping against the yen, obviously. Should be dropping against New Zealand. And US will be dropping because US is strong. So this is telling me that the pound is weak at the moment. The euro isn't strong, is it? The pound is weak, that's why. Which is why you can be hedged on instruments. So you can short the euro pound, short the euro yen in the morning, you can long the euro pound. If you look at the sentiment on the website. Yeah. So if you look at the sentiment here for all the pairs, yeah. If you just look at the euros, yeah, you'll see that the market is 82% of the market are longing the euro against the US. They're longing the euro against the Swiss franc, but they are shorting the euro against the New Zealand, and they're shorting the euro against the pound. They're also shorting the euro against the odd. They're shorting the euro against the yen. They're shorting it against the CAD, but they're long. So the market is long against the Swiss franc and the US dollar, but short against the others. So there's more sell bias on the euro than there is long at the moment, which would tell me typically that the euro would be going up across the board today, because the market usually does the opposite to what the sentiment of retail traders is. Here we go. So I don't think he said anything exciting yet, obviously. We've got some ADRs going off, so it looks like he might be actually saying something exciting. We just haven't got it yet. Aussie dollar CAD. Oh, that's a Canadian dollar. That's all right. CAD yen. We've now got 125 ADR. Strong yen. Yen's really, really powering up. Odd CAD. Canadian dollar weakening as well, obviously, at the same time. US dollar's coming down there, so let's watch the pound US dollar and let's watch the NASDAQ. Give us some indication when Powell speaks, because the NASDAQ will pop or drop. There we go, got a bit of volatility coming in now. Powell's talking. I'm not hearing anything, though, on financial juice yet. Tim, I placed 53 trades over the past 3 weeks working with your tuition indicators, market reversal and TP, with teeny weeny stake sizes. That's always good. Teeny weeny is the best place to start. You can always grow. You can't go back. All bar one has needed a maximum of 2 positions. Good job. Exactly. The SPX I got into used your in, out, DD control with 5 different exits and turned in a good profit. Cool. Good job. We've got some weakness showing in the US dollar. Why am I not getting any? Why are you not talking? Oh, what? It disconnected. Fed's Powell. I haven't seen Jolt's data yet. Why didn't you go and look at Forex Factory, mate? Oh my God. Powell doesn't know about Forex Factory. We have critical information before the March meeting. Yeah, it's fine. Right, so this he's not talking the dollar up at the minute. So we've got weakness in the US dollar. So at the moment, longs on the US, but obviously shorts on the US, but be a bit careful. That's good news, Tim. Were you profitable before? Probably not. It just shows the difference between using a stop loss, or rather, as we call it now, a stop profit, and not using a stop profit. Not using a stop profit doesn't stop profit. Ta-da! Unprofitable traders fixed. I'm not getting any sound coming out of you. I'm just going to refresh this quickly. For some reason, I'm not getting any audio. Terminal rate
API
like
data came in at a draw of minus 3.835 million.
higher than expected. That's bullish US. Feels like organized chaos. This is organized chaos. What Powell will do is he will wait until the very last minute to deliver that slam blow that all of his mates know which way it's going to go. They'll all make an absolute fortune. And obviously they'll freeze up our terminal so we can't trade it. So that was slightly bullish. That's neutral. Evan, with ORB, is the
extraordinarily strong jobs report and inflation reports point.
What? With the ORB, is the loss cutoff based on the magic number or the total account? It's total account balance for the day. So with the opening range breakout EA, that maximum loss is that. Yeah, that is on your account. Yeah. Basically, so if you've traded the DAX in the morning and it's not gone well and you lost 1,500, and then the NAS opens, stops you out in your first trade with $1,000 loss, you'll stop trading because that is your maximum. This is close everything and stop trading. I've got a max. And the idea behind this is for people that want to trade prop, you've got a max daily. So you set that under your max daily. And if the ORBs don't go your way that day, you stop. That's what it's for. In the same way as you can set your daily profit target. So if you want to get in aggressive and go for an 8K target with your ORBs, it will stop when it gets to the 8K, just in case it goes beyond it and pulls back down to 4K. You've passed your evaluation, but you didn't take the profit. Yeah, so that's what these two are for. They work on accounts, not on the magic. Break even before, note the inverted commas. Break even.
Nothing has been proposed to the board on capital standards and discussions are ongoing.
Right.
1 minute
Break
remaining.
even.
I'll lead with the EIA crude oil inventories.
Oh, crude, 3:30, 1 minute to crude oil. Watch your oil trades if you're in oil trades. I'm not in any oil trades, so I don't need to watch them. As Powell stops talking, we're going to get a sudden move on the US. So I am going to just cover this. Just in case we get a sudden strong push on the US.
Ten seconds.
Here comes the crude. So we've got propulsion. Lots of bulls. So we see if we hold this level.
Minus 1.694 million, minus 1.694 million. Build on the forecast of, draw on the forecast of 1.6 million. Gasoline inventories minus 1.134 million, minus 1.134 million. Build on the forecast of minus 2 million. Distiller inventories 0.138 million, 0.138 million. Build on the forecast of minus 1.3 million. Crude Cushing inventories minus 0.89 million, minus 0.89 million.
Sorry, it's break even before. Note the inverted commas.
Seeing some strength in crude after that.
Right. That's awesome. That's what I did when everybody does. You know, you get to a point where you break even and you stop losing money. And then it's like, aha. And then it all goes from there upwards. Can you
Inventories
incorporate?
of crude in US Strategic Petroleum Reserve steady at 371.58 million.
Just wondering if he's going to talk again or whether we've had Powell now. I might turn him off. We'll know if basically Powell talks, because this thing will go nuts. So, can you incorporate another oscillator within the market reverse alert EA, or is it completely fixed? No, it's completely fixed. No, it can't be modified. No. You don't need any other oscillators. All oscillators tell you the same thing. Yeah, it doesn't matter which one you use. I've done a lot of testing over the years on, I don't think there's any oscillators I haven't used. They all tell you the same thing, and they can all be manufactured to give you pretty much the same result. The RSI is the most smoothed and accurate of them all. And the RSI is used within the TDI, the Traders Dynamic Index, which a lot of people think is the best oscillator out there, because it's amalgamation of multiple oscillators which give you multiple conditions in the market at the same time, because all oscillators are condition indicators. And they tell you the condition of the market, whether it is extended or not. And which one you use is irrelevant, because they can all be fine-tuned to give you a different result. So if I change this RSI 14, if I could, because this is MT5 and it's crap, to 7, I get a totally different result. And in the same way as I change the stochastic from base 533 to 14,510, I will get a totally different result. And you can always curve fit an oscillator to fit market conditions. So it doesn't matter which you use. But just trust me, the RSI, in my opinion, with all my testing over many, many, many years, is the winner. If you're going to mean revert, and especially if you're going to position trade. What did I just bank? And what I need to put my, sorry, I just need to get the toolbox. There we go. Aussie dollar CAD just banked. So I did. There you go. I just heard a scream outside. Looks like my kids are home. So there you go. Reversal alert into propulsion. ADR. Hopefully you can't hear the idiots. Oil's having a nice push on the inventories. Nasdaq's having another test at the highs on this weak US dollar. Yeah, he's not bullish at all. He's trying to undo yesterday's move at the minute, and he's doing a bloody good job of it at the moment by the looks of things. So I keep flicking around because I've got trades on all over the place. I'm just trying to figure out what to take off and what not to take off. So I would expect to get propulsion tested on this today. So longs on everything US dollar against US dollar. So we've got running there, CAD yen, Euro US. US yen, gold. Oh my God, I've got a gold trade on. I'm buying gold. Not on this account, on another account. I've got a gold trade on my funded account, which is a 4-hour buy, basically. So basically buying this area here, this, in the anticipation that they're going to come back up and retest that. Okay, so that's covered. Kajian. Okay. Where am I going on this? Why have I got no TP on this? What am I trading here? Anybody remember why I took this? Got to be hourly, isn't it? All right, okay. So I'm testing that there. So I wouldn't expect to get there today. 200 ADR, unlikely today. So we probably need to pull back and drop. So I'm not going to protect that with the break even stop yet in case they push back up into this area and then drop it. So I'll leave that as it is. I'm waiting for this to pop. So the NASDAQ, basically, I'm anticipating, which is why I'm watching to see if Powell's finished yet. I don't think he has.
Yes. And
No, he hasn't. So we're still talking to Powell. So what I'm anticipating, as he seems to be fairly bearish in all of his comments today, is a pop. Because if we're going to get a weak US dollar, we're going to get a strong index. So looking at the NASDAQ and all the indices, I'd be looking for a move back up into resistance or into propulsion. So we've got that area there, which has been tested really. So yeah, I mean, in theory, anything goes really up to ADR or above today. We've got this area here where we're likely to find resistance potentially. However, we've got this area to test down there as well. So this is why I'm kind of keen to see if we can get some kind of break. If we can get a break, I think we'll get a decent tumble on the US, but he's still talking. So any moment he can, yeah, look, US, the S&P with just double-ended stop run, basically. But look at the size of this propulsion gap and look at the size of that propulsion gap. We are bang in the middle of two obvious targets with Jerome Powell poised to send it flying in one direction. So I'm just trying to gauge where the market's going. There's nothing happening, is there? Sorry, bear with me 1 second. My son's just given me a scone he made at school today. It's the size of a 50p piece. It's a micro scone. Looks good. I'm not quite sure. It's flat as well. It's more like what are those? I don't know. I'm trying to think what it's like. But it's very thin as well. If you try to cut that in half, it's not going to work. Anyway, sorry. I'm back now. Still not any pops. Did I pause? No, I didn't pause you. This goes on until 1 o'clock, basically. So we've got another 20 minutes, potentially. That's their cutoff. They don't go past 4 o'clock UK time. Oh, look at Mr. Grumpy in the background. That. Disapproving, angry look. See if we can hear what's going on. Still no movement. Alan, is there an option within the market reversal indicator to change how many candles in the base? In the base? What do you mean in the base? Sellers. Not sure what you mean by the base. Lots of sellers coming in. Holding back. Do you mean the number of candles before a reversal alert? So with the EA, there is. So on the market reversal alerts EA, you have this setting here, which is block size settings. You can use a set block size, so the minimum and maximum. So what you can do is basically filter this out. Yeah, so you can filter out and say, I want my reversal alerts to be no bigger than that, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 roughly candles. So you would set that to be 1 to 13 or 2 to 13 or something. But you can't do it in the indicator, no. Or the dash. The EA is better than the indicator. See how sentiment's doing today. Oh, we're sitting in 4.5 grand a drawdown with that. So nothing is there's nothing here that is bad. Look, we're not even in 1% of drawdown on anything at the minute. It's just taking a lot of trades, isn't it? That's all. A lot of sentiment extremes at the minute.
Thanks for the follow.
Thanks for the follow, Sidant. Brian, I always wondered if any new traders forgot to close their futures contracts and took delivery of oil when it crashed during the pandemic. No, you would have been liquidated, I would imagine. I know that has actually happened. I know that has happened. There's been a news event, not a news event, a news article about a guy that did it. He did it intentionally just to see if it would happen, and it wasn't with oil; it was with lean hogs. So he actually got hogs delivered, hog carcasses, basically. Yeah, because he just wanted to see, if it's real. Because, like I say, in the futures market, when you enter a futures contract, you are entering a contract to purchase that commodity in the future. When your option expires, your futures contract expires, you get that thing delivered to you. So, yeah, what the futures market was created for, so that farmers and agricultural organizations could hedge their earnings against adverse weather conditions and infestations and illnesses with cattle and stuff. So you basically take a hedge on the futures market. You say, in 3 months' time, I will sell you my corn at X because I know my corn is worth Y right now. But if there's a flood and I don't get my corn, my futures contract pays me on my loss of corn. That's what the futures market is built for. It's obviously become a much bigger beast now than it was back then. But yeah, that's how it works. If you take a futures contract on corn, you will get it. But you don't. Everybody closes their positions at end of night. They're too scared about an oil tanker rocking up outside their house and dumping oil all over their front yard. Not really. We don't seem to be... Oh, here we go. Okay, so there's a lot of selling coming in. Look at him. He's happy. Mr. Sherman. It's the Shermanator. Okay, so that was a quick flurry, but no progress. We are still, look, this is just, just wicks everywhere. You're not going to get anything different until Powell's stopped, and then we're going to get a rally run somewhere. So I'm watching, I'm trying to see if we can build some kind of obvious range that we can take a break of when it goes. And when it goes, we're probably going to go. So just trying to anticipate what's happening. But at the moment, It's very little. Very little at all. Tim, I got on the gold long H4M15 overnight. You're brave. But in profit. Very nice. Is that an H4? Yeah, perfect. Yeah, so there you go. Perfect. So that's a dollar cross, obviously. So because we've had a little bit negative movement on the dollar today, obviously, that's why we're pushing. Good. The difficulty with this one at the moment is where to go. So if you've got on there, that's the 15-minute reversal alert. I would look at no more than an ADR. And look on the higher time frames, obviously. We'd be looking at coming up into here. There is that propulsion gap available to the upside as well. And there's also one there. But, look at this. What we're looking at here is the inverse of this. Yeah. So we took 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days to do that. Yeah, we're only on day one. So don't expect that. If we get a V-shaped recovery, fine. Otherwise, we'll be looking at potentially that and then back up there. So sometime next week. However, obviously, this week, we've got unemployment. So it's more likely we are going to run. It's either going to do that or that on Friday, 200 ADR, one way or the other. Still coming down. Brian, closing half on EU moves to break even. It's probably a wise idea. I was really hoping to get that over the line today, but I didn't. So it's half. We've only got half an ADR. We can do that today. Come on. Come on, Powell. Say something negative. Aussie dollar CAD, a good ADR reversal scalping opportunity. Just missed it. I don't know when you said that, but I don't know. I'm not sure what the market's making of this yet. I don't think there was not enough information came out of the BOC here to give us any real clue as to what they're going to do moving forward. So I'm not that sure whether the market is wanting to rally or dump on the CAD. We are running up into propulsion though. This is a small retest of both of these, which we're running into. So if this is going to be a bearish market structure, that's really good short. And we've got a lovely propulsion down there. Some strength coming through on the US dollar. Temporary. So again, if we get a strong US in a minute when Powell's stopped, we'll get a strong CAD. So yeah, potentially the Aussie dollar will come down against the Canadian dollar as the Canadian dollar rallies with the US. So yeah. All the time I'm talking about this, you're missing it because it's moving. So no reverse alert on it yet though. Long term, I can't really tell you what's going on with the CAD at the minute because it's we've not had a movement. Looking at US dollar CAD, yeah. This is a news event. We haven't gone anywhere. We've literally just broken out the high of the London session, come back in. We're back. We haven't gone anywhere yet. So there's no indication either way as to strength or weakness on the CAD or the US dollar at the minute. Powell is still being grilled, so he will have a closing statement. That closing statement could well send a rocket. But look at what's going on at the minute. Yeah, market is just clearing the decks at the moment, ready Just getting ready to go in the next 10 minutes. Surely there are conditions that futures brokers offer by default that customers' positions are closed before delivery to protect speculators. I'm sure there probably is. I don't know. You don't hold positions that long. I mean, you just wouldn't do it. If you're going to hold a futures contract on oil, for example, if you're going to hold a futures contract, which bear in mind lasts for 3 months, yeah. If you're going to hold a futures contract for 3 months, this is pretty much the length and breadth of this chart, yeah, February back to November. You've got to have a hell of a lot of capital to hold a futures contract through these swaps. You're going to need, I don't know, 150 grand to hold a swap like that if you went into drawdown on it. The only reason you will ever hold a futures contract over a long period of time is if you're hedging, because it's too expensive. The swaps on futures, the S&P swaps on a single futures contract on the S&P 500 is $500 on an overnight hold. So if you want to get into one S&P, it's more than that. No, it's $2,500, isn't it? I can't remember what the figure is. No, that's not going to help me, is it? Oh, there you go. Well, missed that. Go back. All right. There we go. So E-mini S&P 500, the ES, your initial, if you want to take one contract, you need to have $1,100 in your account. If you want to hold overnight on one ES contract, you need $11,600 in your account. Yeah. If you're going long 5 of those, you need 60 grand. This is why the futures prop firms do not let you hold overnight, right? Because to hold overnight is going to cost them $50,000 for a single US ES contract. Yeah? Not going to do it, are they? The maintenance margins are too high. So what's oil? Oil, where are we? CBOT. No, not sorry, CBOT. 7 grand for an overnight hold on a single contract in CL, yeah? You can't do it. Okay, you're going to hold Bitcoin overnight. Good luck. You need $33,000 to hold a single Bitcoin contract. You need 30K on a DAX, 30,000 euros on a DAX. Look. That's why they don't let you. Look at these, yeah? This is why all of your futures prop firms, this is why you will never find any of them offering you to be allowed to trade the DAX. The margin requirements to trade a single DAX contract are vast. You can't do it. They can't afford to prop you up. Yeah. It's nuts. It's nutty money. Still going. I could just hear some buyers coming back in again. So we're still stuck. Yeah, silly money, futures. That's why not a lot of people do it. You got to have some big pockets to play futures. Especially the newbie traders copying YouTube videos, yeah. But there's no YouTube. You won't find anybody on YouTube trading futures that is holding for anything more than an hour. They're all in and out. They're scalpers. You have to be a scalper in the futures market. You want to be in and out on 5 minutes. Well, you don't trade minute charts. You trade tick charts usually. You're trading order flow. You're trading ticks. This is why I'm listening to. This is why I'm listening to this. Yeah, I'm listening for order flow live in the market. Are they buying at the moment or are they selling at the moment? They're buying at the minute. Yeah, so you're trading on a tick by tick basis. Every tick in the ES is $12.50. Yeah. So imagine entering here. Yeah. $25. 50. No, back. Negative. You're back to zero. Up $100. $200. Yeah. Out. I'm out. I'm not holding it longer than that. I've got $200. You know, it's that fast. So you don't hold a futures contract. If you get up to there on a futures contract, you've got $2 grand in the bank. You're not going to hold it. more than a couple of candles max. Very few futures traders, and most of the futures traders trade the minis. So they're trading the minis because it's a lot less stressful. It's not easy futures. You really need to know what you're doing, and you need to have very large kahunas, should we say, if you want to trade the futures market. It's not easy. I love it. I just find it massively stressful. So we're holding at the minute. Yeah, so this US dollar weakness that we got the spike on the break of structure is being held at the moment, but still going. Oh, ouch. Traders sell their oil futures contract around 2 to 3 years ago, causing the futures to go to negative region. There's all sorts of weird and wonderful things happening in the market. That's why it makes it so interesting. Just got in on a Swiss yen buy on 5-minute market. Reversal alert. Sentiment looks good. Swiss yen. Yeah. Goodbye. Yeah, I mean, we just looked at this one, didn't we? Target, or target, or target. ADR. Range forming. %81 short on the Swiss yen. Yeah. There you go. That's how to use sentiment. Watch that area as well. Oh, come on, do something. In a minute, we're just going to hear Tick Strike go crazy with a load of orders in one direction or the other, and we'll probably see a huge spike. Well, we will if obviously the Tick Strike goes mental, and we'll get a directional move probably for the next couple of hours quite often. But he's still going. He should be stopping in the next 2 minutes. Look at these two. Look, paying no attention. And this is my son. Yeah, and he's playing football for a team. Yes, my son plays football to a team. So let me find him. Let me find the picture of my son. Yeah, well, my son plays football for a team as well, but he's not very good. I was never any good either. God, I'm bored. If you bought oil a few days before the rollover date, it would still be delivered, wouldn't it? I guess so. However, yeah, I mean, I guess so. Yeah, I guess it would. I'm not quite sure how it works. I'm not 100% sure if it is on the expiry of the futures contract or if there is a time period you hold for. Because when you're entering a futures contract, you are saying, I will buy X in the future at Y price. So this time period, I'm saying this price is what I will give you there. I'm not sure if it works on expiry of contract or a period of time in the future. I'm not quite sure exactly how they work. However, to be able to hold that with that margin over, it's just not going to happen, is it? Especially with oil. With anything, you just can't hold it. So, you know, if you think about it, if you get in with a contract now and you want to roll over on one ES contract, you need 11K in the bank, right? If this thing drops down to here, you're probably sitting in something like, I don't know, $600-700 a drawdown. If this goes back down to here, you're probably sitting in about 3K, 4K of drawdown, right? So your margin requirement now is actually that plus that. So you're going to need to pump some more money in. TradeStation will be coming to you and saying, oi, need another $4,000 off of you because you're $4,000 in drawdown. It's just not, you just can't do it. You can't do it. You have to close end of day. You don't have to. There are firms out there that will deleverage it for you, so they will give you options to hold overnight. But this prop, I mean, if you look at the prop firms, I think it's Fivers. I think it was the Fivers. Oh, hang on, no, sorry, that's not what I want to search for. There you go, that swaps. Yeah. Over the weekend swaps on indices. This is CFDs, not futures. Times 20. So the normal overnight swap that they give you, yeah, which is minus 90, minus 9 pips, is minus 900. So if you want to hold this over the weekend, you get stuck in the backside. So you don't hold over the weekend if you're trading indices. Again, indices can move. The gaps on the indices over the weekends can be vast. If something happens at the weekend, you'll get liquidated. So you don't do it. FX is no problem. Just doesn't happen with FX anymore. But I caught somebody nodding off in this once. It was on camera as well. There's a bloke sitting, I think he was sitting behind one of the Senate. He wasn't sitting behind Powell, sitting behind one of the Senate, and you can see he was nodding off. See, look, she looks like she's looking at her phone. What she's actually doing is having a snooze. She's not really. This bloke, he's in a trance. His hands haven't moved for an hour. He's meant to be taking notes for his business, but actually what he's done is just gone into a trance because this guy's so boring. Look, even YouTubes get bored of him. It's the spinning wheel of death. Let me refresh. I'll probably get an advert now. There we go. Oh, 30-minute recipes. Oh, Christ, it's an advert you got to wait for as well. Okay, so what's the betting after this advert? Are we going to get Greg Secker or Nirav? Neither. Wow. Now that's interesting. No Forex ads. That's the first time I've done that for a while. 20th of April 2020, oil futures went into negative once in history. Traders dump it and were willing to pay the buyers to take their contracts. Futures is a very complex beast. You need to be a bit careful with futures, as I said. I'm desperate to do some funny commentary. When the greenback came out of all those currencies went to zero. Bringback came out, all went to zero because of well trillions. Right now I'm just those advantages built into her. This is really good subtitling. Right now I'm just, well, I know. Would those did not have the transparency and the full faith. Look at the size of his ears. Oh, stop moving around. This is what trading's like, guys. Yeah, if you're new to trading and this is your first time in here, this is what it's really like. You spend 99% of your time waiting for something to trigger a market move. The rest of the time you're sitting here watching your P&L go up and down, and up and down, in and out and in and out, waiting for it to get to a point where you can pop it over there. That is a real trader's life, yeah? Not the exciting 5-minute chart. I'm in, I'm long, I'm making 25,000. I just bought a new Porsche. It's not the real world. Nirav got you 4 times today. Yeah, I know. I haven't had Nirav today. I need to go onto my channel. Let me just go. Oh, no, that's my logo. What the? There we go. No. No ads today. No ads today. I don't get any ads today. I just had 2, haven't I? That's why they won't give me any. Oh, rubbish. Boring. Right, it looks like we are continuing with this news. I might have the times wrong in this. It might actually be till 1/2 and I've got the timings wrong. Getting another little rally, as you can hear. We just made a new high. So market structure is a low, high, low, high. So we're bullish at the moment, but obviously this is all still completely down to Powell at the minute. So until he's shushed. Doesn't look like I'm going to get the proper count over the line today. I might look for some. Let's actually not waste time. Let's look for an opportunity. So I'm using the hourly charts, which is what I concentrate on, hourly and 4 hourly. So I'm looking for entries basically. Use YouTube Premium. No, I don't want to use YouTube Premium. I like watching the adverts, Profter. If I didn't have the adverts, I'd be very sad. Because yeah, ads are brilliant. Right, so I'm looking for opportunities. We've got an ADR reversal opportunity on Aussie dollar CAD, as we've just discussed. So we've got propulsion target to the downside. However, we've got this massive upside propulsion and we're bang in the middle. So when you're taking trades from logical areas, yeah, when you've got 2 areas you're targeting. So if you're in a range, for example, yeah, you don't take a trade from there. You take a trade from there, or you take a trade from there. If you mean reversion, yeah. At the moment, it's the same thing. We're sitting bang in the middle of 2 areas, which I haven't got a clue which way the market's going to go. So no idea which way that's going, so no trade there. Aussie dollar Swiss. We're sitting on a propulsion gap at the moment after a reversal alert with an upside target. So that looks good. I've got long Aussie dollar exposure twice, so there's no point in taking that because I will overexpose myself on the Aussie dollar. Yeah, this is why you use the Trade Manager Dash. So yes, that looks like a good trade, but I've got 2 positions already on the Aussie. So if I take that, I'm overexposed. If the Aussie comes down, I'm in big trouble. So that's no good. So there's no point in actually looking at these because I'm obviously in Aussie New Zealand and Aussie US I can't get into. So Aussie yen's just moving about. So CADs. CAD Swiss, we've just taken that liquidity out. We've put in a propulsion which we've tested. We've got a propulsion there which we've tested. You can see I've got my shorts that I took on that one. This is the big area up here which we're coming back to at some point. So just looking for an opportunity really to get into a long on this, but this might be a pretty good spot. We're just getting extended on the hourly. So we are about to put in a huge, what's the time? 6:09. So depending on what happens with this candle, we're either going to be in, if this pushes down further, I'd be interested in getting into that on a play up into there. So looking into the future, which is what you need to do, what's going to happen here is we're going to, where's the drawing tool? Sorry. We're going to put a propulsion gap in there. Yeah, I'll just change the color of this so we can see the difference. Let's go darker. Yeah, so right now, if this pushes down and we get an ADR hit, we'll get an RSI extension. These are the conditions I'm looking for. Extended, extended. And we have a large move, which we will probably come and retest because that's what we always do when we put in a large move. Propulsion gaps get retested. So if we can get a downward movement, that would become an interesting trade for me. We've also got this target up here. You can see that long I took there, which I got stopped out on. Exactly the same move as I'm looking at here. It's trying to get back to that and test it quickly for a drop. So move, drop, pump and bang. Yeah, back down. So that's what I'm looking for. I'm not going to take it from here because if this candle now does that, yeah, that propulsion gap doesn't exist, does it? You've got to wait for 3 candles for a propulsion gap to get formed. So then I'll drop down onto M5 and I will wait for a reversal alert. So what I want to see is this drive down below ADR. RSI will be extended on the hourly, and then I'll sit and wait for a reversal alert and play it back up into the propulsion gap, which is just about to be formed on the hourly. If it happens. Is he gone? Get out. I think he's gone, isn't he? Right. Okay, so just I just want to see if he's actually finished. Or that was just a load of people that I've people look like they're getting ready to go. So oh no, you're still talking to Powell. So we are still in. Okay. Right. So we're still talking to Powell. There's a good opportunity. CAD yen as a long. We've just had a reverse alert on that on him. Not yet. Okay. So there's an entry there. So that would be my entry. Bit far away, isn't it? Do I want to risk? That's a bit of a risky trade with what's just happened to the CAD and that strength that we've got coming through on the yen. So waiting for a reverse alert on that. You're not going to get an entry until all the way up there because of the strength of that move to the downside. We've got a quarter of an ADR there in one candle. So you would need to kind of jump in on this now. So the trade would be kind of take it at market. I would probably keep my stop about 175 ADR. So give it some room to put that kind of move in and then look for it to push up into the 1 hour. So rewards on it would be, so 2-to-1 on that trade is all the way up there. So you're looking at somewhere in the region of a 1.5 to 1 R. Can tighten that up to a 2 R, but then you're running the risk of getting stopped out very easily. So it's a bit of a risky one. But it is a nice ADR. 150 ADR is a big extension. So what I might do this, I might put a pending on it. So I'm going to need a, I'm just going to go for a 1 R on it. 0.29. I'm just going to stick a buy stop in there. Not greedy. Okay, so literally 59 for 55. So it's 1 R. Oil. What's happening with oil? Market's gone dead. You can hear it. It's not ticking or anything. Still waiting. Oil. Oh, the collapse. Still coming down. Okay, so I'm going for long on CAD yen. Swiss yen propulsion, we've looked at this one. So that's a nice, I've missed this, so that would be a nice little trade up into there. Euro odd, I'm short. It's a good short as well. Right, so I've just set a pending order on CAD yen. So I've got to factor in the fact that I've got a CAD long there and a yen short. Looking at this one, Euro CAD, I've already got a Euro short. So if I take a short on this, that would give me a long CAD. So that would give me a long on Euro CAD, and it would give me a CAD yen long, which would give me another yen. So that would be full exposure on the CAD. So I like the look of this. We're taking out yesterday's high at the moment. They're short. So I'm jumping on with the retail crowd, which is why this is pumping at the minute. So I don't really want to take that. Don't like it. Euro Swiss is a nice long, but you know, where's it going? Just no reason to get into it as a Euro Pound. That's already tested. There's no propulsion gaps. I'm looking for propulsion gaps. I'm looking for targets, basically. Euro New Zealand, nice short. Again, everybody's short on it. Yeah, it's going up. You're right. That's a good long. So, but I've got exposure already. Euro US dollar. I've already got exposure short on the euro. If I go long Euro US dollar, I'm hedging myself, which I don't really want to do. Proster, you're on a long on oil at 61. Not using a stop. Look out below. At 61. At what? 61? Do you mean, eh? You can't be on a long at 61. We haven't been to 61. Oh, fib. Oh, okay, yeah, right, fine, cool. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, that makes sense. I read my charts. Yeah. So there's plenty of opportunity for a bounce on that. There's a load of sellers just coming in. I don't want to see it. I don't want to hear that. I want to hear ticks up. Still going though, so I'll wait for the minute. Nothing interesting there. Nothing interesting there. Can't buy the pound. I can't bring myself to buy it. Right, so this is good. I don't want to buy the pound, but that is going to get filled. So we've just had a big bullish engulfing. We've just taken out yesterday's low. If you look at the news we've got coming up, tomorrow there's no news. So the market's got an opportunity to just waffle along and do what the hell it likes, yeah? GDP for the pound, yeah? So if they're going to entice directional bias on the pound, we're expecting the pound to go from a negative to a positive. I'm not that optimistic. I think that's going to be a negative. So I think they might rally the pound ahead of the news on Friday. So that's not a bad looking opportunity. But we're going to need some New Zealand dollar strength overnight to really get that moving. So just had the 5-minute reversal and retest. We've got propulsion gaps to the upside, but they've all been tested. 15-minute, we've got that one there, which hasn't been tested yet. So there's that much upside. But looking at the hourly, that's where I reckon we're going to get to. To get there by Friday, we've got to put in at least an ADR move. This the ADR, and this is 157. That's 200. So we need a really good, strong a weak New Zealand dollar overnight, and then we need the pound to rally tomorrow ahead of Friday, and then we'll get up to there. So I kind of like that, but the only real reason for a trade on that is the fact that it's taken that out. There's no extension, so I'm literally flipping a coin on this. Could come down to here. So it's a really risky trade, but high reward. So if you look at what we get out of this, yeah, if we go down, whoops, I don't know there. Yeah, if you look at price, where your stop would go, somewhere around there. That is easy, a 3R. So it's a high reward, but multi-day hold. I'm kind of looking for quicker trades because I want to be in and out of this account. I want to get this over the line as fast as I can. But I kind of like it. It's retested. Oh no, it hasn't. Sorry. So that propulsion gap on the 15-minute is going to retest. So that's where I'd like to buy it, down there. Get that risk tighter. I'm going to set an alert on that propulsion gap just to remind me when we get there. Pound yen, same thing. Not quite ADR, not quite RSI. It's just not quite right. I like it though for a long, but I'm not going to. This is not a position trading account, so the other danger is that could go either way. Especially at the moment with this yen strength. This is pulling back at the moment off of yen strength, so we could well be looking at yen powering up overnight. Again, need to think ahead. What's happening this Friday? Bank of Japan conference. That could pummel the pound to death. That's a beautiful opportunity. Pound US dollar. I'm already in some on another platform. Again, untested, untested. Which way are we going from there? It's a 50-50. We're at ADR at the moment, so I'd rather short it. Need some signs of weakness. It's 1.5 hour. That's worth taking. Okay, spot on. There you go. Thank you very much. 0.23. Sell. So I'm putting a pending. Under the reversal alert. I will manually manage these. So if this pushes higher, yeah. So if we're going to push up higher and put a new reversal alert in, I'll drag this pending order up. So $82 reward, $47 risk. That's a good looking long. I'm not going to buy against the Swissy at the minute though. I want this down here. This is a good, potentially this is a good trade where we are at the moment. See, we're rejecting this level. My drawing tools are all over the place on this platform. We're rejecting this level here. So this is a pretty good opportunity potentially. Why is that not resizing? Oh, that is max. Yeah, so somewhere in here for a push back up. But I'd like to see it take that first and then go. Same in New Zealand dollar yen.
Thanks for the follow.
Thanks for the follow, Saber. Lots of people joining the gang. Right, good short opportunity on US dollar CAD. Again, right, is that Tal being... No, he's still going. So we've got lots of sell orders coming in. Again, bullish on US. The most risky trades, when before you take your trade, you just say, feck it. Yeah. Yeah, you're 100% right. Because if you're undecided about a trade, right, the reason you're undecided is because you have you've got nothing really that matches your rules perfectly, right? So if you are undecided, it's because this trade has no edge as far as your system is concerned. So when you think about saying, feck it, I'm just going to get in, it's because you're not trading your strategy. But when you do that, your odds of that trade working are always exactly the same as when you trade with your strategy anyway. It's either going to go down or it's not. Yeah, I like it, but I like it more if it was like that, and I'd like it more if it had an ADR extension to the upside. I like it where it is because it's extended far away from this, and we've got these areas to come and retest. However, Powell's still talking. But if I say, heck it, and I hit the sell button now, I'm either going to make a fortune or not. But I've got no clear stop placement on this trade short. But I really like that target from yesterday. However, that is going to hedge me. Again, CAD yen, I'm long, got in. US dollar Swiss, it's testing propulsion. John Wick. Got equal lows. US dollar yen, straight out, buyers, sellers, buyers go, nope, we're long. There's nothing really interesting there. So I got that on. I will get a New Zealand dollar CAD. So I got those three. New Zealand CAD I'll take short as well. But I'm going to wait for that to really reject off of that area. If it's going to work, it's going to work and it's going to go. So here come the buyers. This is good. This is good news. Buyers are coming in the euro US dollar. Is he gone yet? No. We're going to sit here. I'm going to go off stream, and then he's going to go off, and it's going to go absolutely mental, isn't it? We sit here all day waiting for something to happen. Nothing happens. As soon as I go, it's going to go mental. You watch. I'm going to go and eat my scone in a minute. Michael, 84 pips negative on Aussie dollar Swiss. Is that she? Aussie dollar Swiss. Took a 15-minute buy on Monday. It was also 125 ADR. Aussie dollar Swiss. Monday. So yeah, we 50 ADR. That is a 70 odd move. I can't see an entry there though. The entry, you probably would have got triggered in an entry there. That's all right. 26 is half an ADR. So if you got in somewhere around there, you're in maybe 3 positions. Your average will be somewhere around there. It's going there. We know it's going there. That's all right. Just got to wait. You know, this is what this job is all about. Get in a position and wait for the market to go your way. You've just got to wait. Don't think in pips either. Forget pips. Go and watch the bootcamp. You need to erase pips from your memory. Concentrate on your average. Concentrate on what percentage of ADR you are. Pips are irrelevant. Although obviously you can measure how far away you are from your entry in pips, but try thinking percentages. Pips are different on everything. I'm really tempted just to hit the sell button on that. It's naughty, but it looks like it's coming down. It's only that far away. This is a 5-minute chart. I'm not going to hit the button just because I'm 1 candle away from an entry. Get in when I am told to get in. What's my target on this? Forgotten. 1500. Really rejecting.
Leading indicators versus lagging ones.
So we've had our eyes on the whole housing inflation thing from the very beginning, and right now what I would say is that
must be. I still feel sorry for Powell. It must be like you know, in a job. I haven't had a job. I haven't had a job for about 15 years. So, but when you're in a job and you have to go and you know, if you're the head of something, you have to go and report to the board or something. And all they do is they quiz you and go, right, well, why aren't you making us more money? How are you going to solve this problem out? You've got problems. Why? How can we make more money? It's all about how can we solve something? How can we make more money? How can we get out of a problem? And he every month he has to go and get grilled by about 30 people who have got nothing positive on their mind apart from how are you going to sort out the problem? And if he sorts out the problem, they go, brilliant, well done. Right, the next problem is this. How are you going to sort this problem out? It's a horrible job, really, if you think about it. Running a bank, a central bank, because you're in control of it and everybody hates you, right? If Powell now says something bullish, I'm going to hate him. If he says something bearish, I'm going to love him. So 50% of the people are always hating you. It's a horrible job, isn't it? I wouldn't want it. The paint is really drying today. Yeah, it's really drying. I don't honestly, I think we're going to come on tomorrow morning at 7:50 and I'm going to look at this and go, look, we're exactly where we were when we opened. So I don't think we're getting any movement today. I'm going to hold these. When Powell has finished, we're either going to get a rally and we'll get a good 2 or 3 hour move, or we're not going to get anywhere. We're just going to flip-flop today. So I don't think there's an awful lot really I can do today. There's very little setting up. It's all about Friday. You can see the ADRs, they're available. You can see these, they're available, but we've had the CAD news. We didn't get the explosive move off the CAD. Powell doesn't look like he's saying anything particularly exciting at all. So I don't think we're going to get any movement, really. All the targets are still in place and the reverse alerts are all still kicking in. But as you can see, you're just getting a reverse alert followed by a reverse alert, which means we are range bound with no volume. So there's nothing much to do, is there? We just have to sit here and sit through it. Does look like it's bullish. However, that's pretty bullish US. So don't hold out much hope for this. I'm probably going to break even on this euro US dollar. I'm tempted to bank it. It's 0.3%. I've got to try and think in percentages. I've got $1,500 target. Every time I bank a 0.3, it gets me 1% closer to the 6% target. If I bank 3.3s in a day, I'm done, aren't I? Really? Yeah, lunch in 30 minutes and then the rocket hits. As Brian's just said, I think we just got to wait for the after lunch move. Powell is wrapping up. So all that they've done so far today, if you think about it, everybody that has been trying to scalp today, and this is why you don't trade M5, everybody that's been trying to scalp today is basically ripped to pieces. All they've done is they've built themselves a book with a long or a short bias and they're ready to move. And we're just waiting for them to pick the direction. And it's going to be boom, boom, boom. And you're either on it or you're not, which is why you need the positions on now, because you're going to find it hard to jump on the train when the train goes like that. You've missed it. Or like that. Either way, I'm out of that one. If the train goes up, I'm out. If the train goes down, I'm out. One of them's break even. One of them's $300 or something. $325. Yeah. Out of my control. I'm on the train. I'll get off when we get off. I'll leave it there today. Been a bit of a crap session, isn't it? Sideways, nothing much happening. So I'll be back tomorrow morning, 7:50 for the DAX. Be back tomorrow afternoon, 2:20 as usual for the NASDAQ and the US session. We'll have a look at everything, see what's occurring. If there's anything anybody wants to cover from the bootcamp or any particular subject matters, DM me on Telegram or something, and I can set them up to cover them in as a lesson for days like this where we're just waffling because bugger all's happening. So just let me know if there's anything you specifically want to cover, but I will be coming up with some stuff anyway. So, all right, guys. So have a good one. Anything you need, let me know in the Telegram group. Otherwise, be back tomorrow, and we'll see if we can make some money tomorrow. And yeah, we'll see you then.